Federal Ministry of Works has ordered the immediate reopening of the Independence Bridge in Lagos after a large number of Lagosians were locked in hours-long gridlock on Wednesday. In a statement by the Federal Controller of Works, Lagos, O.I. Keshia, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, directed the immediate reopening of the Independence Bridge in Lagos to vehicular traffic. This directive followed the early closure of the bridge for planned maintenance and rehabilitation works, the controller said. Efforts are currently ongoing to ensure palliative works are carried out on the already opened bridge to make it motorable. The ministry regretted the inconveniences caused to the motoring public by the closure and appealed for their understanding and cooperation. The Federal Ministry of Works clarified that the necessary repair works on the bridge would be carried out at a later time. Meanwhile, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has apologized to Lagosians who were left stranded in the hours-long gridlock owing to the repair work going at the Independence Bridge. The closure of the Independence Bridge for repair left thousands stranded in traffic between Wednesday evening and early Thursday. Videos and photos of stranded commuters had gone viral on social media following the traffic and prompting a backlash. We saw the whole viral situation, individuals coming to make statements about the gridlock that happened in Lagos yesterday, between Wednesday and Thursday. Someone that she said she works at the island and she lives on the mainland. Imagine being on the island for 12 hours. She was on the traffic from 4:30 to about 2 a.m. That kind, imagine sleeping on we know Lagos State has always had, it's more like a trademark in Lagos State. I hope they're actually doing something about it. It's more like a trademark in Lagos State of the whole traffic situation. Someone has said that if you have to go to the mainland, you want to be in the mainland by 12 noon, you have to leave your house probably about by 8 or 9 a.m. in order to make sure you get to your distance. Well, if we have to check this, I want to get your thoughts on this. Do you think this reopening of this bridge is going to curb the issue of gridlock in Lagos, considering that Lagos State still has that tendency of traffic?
Okay, there are certain statements here in the story read that are conflicting. The Governor Sanwo-Olu had mentioned that apologized that the work already ongoing. The minister David Umahi has said work will start soon.
Later, because he came to say that he wasn't aware of the closure of the bridge.
That's the issue here. So what's going on? The state government is handling the road projects, or the federal government is handling the maintenance, the palliative work that will be done. The minister had said he wasn't aware of the closure. So who authorized the closure? And what was the closure for? For maintenance. Look, the Nigerian government has a lot of, in fact, we have a long way to go. If you can see the bridge is not able to serve the purpose, as the number of the pressure on that particular road is becoming much more than it can carry. Now, what does it take Lagos State government in partnership with the federal government to get an alternative before now? And then before the road would get to a point where it will require that level of attention, the road doesn't get bad in a split second. It takes time. Now, for a pothole of a road to get to a point where it will call for attention, it means that it started gradually.
Yes.
Now, what happened within the period before it got to this stage? Why didn't the palliative work come in? Why didn't the FEMA step in, that Federal Road Maintenance Agency, or all that? Why didn't they come in record time to come and arrest the situation and get that spot, knowing that the bridge is a major link between the mainland and the island.
True.
Because such a road, we can't now say alternative routes. Would it mean people now using flying boats to cross? Would it mean, you understand? So, and then of course the danger associated with such means of travel. The government will need to be proactive. The government of Rivers State, the Federal Ministry of Work headed by David Umahi. I must say David Umahi has been doing well, pretty well, averagely well, compared to what has happened in the Ministry of Works before now. We're seeing evidence of what he's doing. At least one thing I can personally give it back to Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his appointments of ministers. David Umahi is one where the president has gotten it, if not over 70% right from my points, over 100. And so David Umahi had been doing his best. But I want to add my voice that the government under his watch, or the ministry under his watch, need to be more proactive. Opening the bridge is not a solution to what has happened. Because if you open the bridge because there was a gridlock just 2 days ago, what happens to the spots and what happens to the work? After now, there has to be an alternative. There has to be a new bridge, as a matter of fact.
Okay, talking about alternative, we know that Lagos State should have a railway. They should have, like you talked about the canoe, there should be other means of transportation in Lagos State. And we already know that Lagos State always go through this whole congestion and road traffic and all of that. Because, excuse me, Umahi has come to say that the construction would begin soon. Obviously, whether we like it or not, whether the bridge has been reopened or not, the construction will still continue. So what are the necessary measures that has been put in place that this traffic will not escalate or get more than it's been? You know, like I talked about the railway, there are other means of transportation that can be provided in order to curb this whole gridlock in Lagos State. Agreed.
Those are the alternatives I'm talking about.
Okay.
The government should be proactive rather than always being reactive in our administration. In administering the society where we are, we need to look at how a particular society operates. Lagos State is the commercial hub center, and we can't take it away from there. People keep on getting in, investors keep on getting to the commercial center. Everybody wants to meet up with their economic responsibility every day, and so you will naturally be attracted to any place where you know you could find your daily bread, and that's the reason for the increase in population and of Lagos.
Okay.
And facing or seeing that as a reality before us, Lagos State shouldn't be crying, because Lagos State is rich enough to get us all the alternatives we need. The monorail, the train, the water bodies should be functional. Despite the bridge, we should get those who are in the marine. They should have the people who are in the marine should be well equipped, so that if you need, your route would be the marine. It will help to reduce the dependence on the bridge and the road when there are other alternatives. And who can do that? It is the government. If they also make available the opportunities for investors, I'm sure there are industries and organizations that will be willing to get into partnership with the government to create an alternative. And of course, the market is there. There could be the market is there. And so what I would submit to the table or advocate for as at today is that the Federal Ministry of Works should, as a matter of urgency, liaise with the state government of Lagos to see that the alternatives are put into place ASAP.
Thank you so much.